What exactly is a nutritarian diet?
The word nutrition is in there, right? So
Yep.
it means a person that's eating a diet to maximize their nutrient intake, eating the foods with the highest nutrient per calorie density. I'm saying that the most proven methodology to slow aging and extend human lifespan, retain our mental and physical powers into our later years, are these like 5 words: moderate caloric restriction
Mm-hmm.
with micronutrient excellence,
Mm-hmm.
or moderate caloric restriction in the context of micronutrient excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Step number 1, I teach how to stop polluting the body. Step number 2, how to make sure all the essential nutrients are in the body that it needs to mechanically do its job. Number 3 is heal the gut. Number 4 is detoxification of all 6 organs of elimination. Number 5 is mitochondrial repair. And number 6, which is not in the ebook, is how do we heal the emotions, because all dis-ease has trapped emotions associated with it.
What in the world is the drama triangle, and what's the empowerment dynamic?
So the triangle, 3 points,
Mhm.
was first named by Dr. Stephen Cartman,
Mhm.
who lives in the Bay Area in the early 1970s, late 1960s. He is a psychiatrist and started noticing that there's 3 primary ways that we human beings respond when we're in conflict.
Mhm.
Whatever the conflict with ourselves, with other people, with out there circumstances. And he named those 3 characters as that we play. It's not who we are, but they're a persona, if you will, or a role, he said, that we take on. The first one is we feel victimized by the situation. There's something we don't like and we don't want. The second one is the persecutor, he said. This is the problem. This is what is causing us angst. And the third one, when that dynamic is set up between the victim and the persecutor roles, he says a third persona or role shows up, and that's one of the rescuer, the part of us that wants to help and please and solve the conflict.
40% of dementias can be prevented by modifiable risk factors. These are things like smoking, alcohol consumption, pollution, so air pollution, diabetes, obesity. We know today, from a conventional perspective, so many things we can do to intervene. And as you're mentioning, this isn't just for people over 65. Alzheimer's starts decades before you start noticing you're not finding that word, or you're misplacing your keys, decades before you notice that your brain isn't working the way it did 5 or 10 years ago. There are changes happening in the brain that we have control over. And so getting started earlier and preventing it is, of course, what I advocate for. We have much better outcomes if we intervene the moment someone starts to notice changes.
I kind of uncovered the fact that there was really just this entire paradigm that I wasn't exposed to. And so as I sort of opened up to that and experimented and explored some of these back then, what I would consider alternative, now are more mainstream views and perspectives, things started to shift for me. And so with that, it just unraveled basically my entire reality, right? Of what medicine is, what health is. I mean, a lot of the systems that we have in place and how destructive they are, how much distortion there is, and ultimately how to step outside of those. And so that just kind of led me on a path to really offering help for others in my sort of friend and family group, and really sent me on a new trajectory for investigating what it would take to sort of be at first a health coach, and then later into functional and integrative medicine. And that's really kind of where I landed.